You tell a man you're abstinent and he doesn't want to date you. It's not the abstinence itself that's pushing him away. It's, does he see enough value in you to make it worth it for him to embrace your abstinence? Now understand this, him not seeing the value doesn't mean you don't have the value.
What it do, me and more gang? It's your girl Bianca Shanice, and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, hello. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Also, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and please don't forget to hit that notification button so you can get alerts when your girl posts a new video. So for today's video, we'll be doing my 7th visual diary / Locked In with Jesus series. We will be talking about my abstinence journey. If that is something that you would like to see, please stay tuned and keep on watching. Before we get into my abstinent journey, I want to address that there's a difference between abstinence and celibacy. Celibacy is when you save yourself from not only sex before marriage, but marriage itself. You are making an agreement, covenant. You're not going to be with no one for the rest of your life. Abstinence is when you abstain from having sex until marriage. I have been saying I'm celibate for so long, not realizing what I was coming into agreement to. Now that I'm educated, I can use the correct term. I know people abstain from lots of things, not just sex. Basically, you abstaining from something until an appointed time. I have been saying I'm celibate for so long. I knew what I meant. Other people knew too. But I'm sure other people was thinking like, oh, she don't want no sex and no marriage? Okay, I guess. LOL. Child, I'm abstinent. Firstly, this will sound so cliche, but to be honest, it's because that's what the Bible said. It's because the Bible says so. When I gave my life to Christ, there were a lot of things I needed to work on within myself. I knew at some point I had to give up sex. I'm going to be real with y'all. I didn't stop having sex when I first became a born-again Christian. It took some time for me to start the process. I had to mentally prepare myself. I had always been the girl who wouldn't casually sleep around. Me and the guy had to be in a relationship if me and him was going to be having sex. At this time, I didn't have a clear understanding to why I shouldn't be having sex. I knew it was just wrong, but I wasn't in a place to give it up. So now, getting the understanding to why abstinence was the best choice for me. 1, clarity, my judgment not being clouded, personal development. I went back to school, found things I was interested in, what I liked, what I didn't like. And this also goes along with relationships, not being in healthy relationships. It's taking a break from being in a relationship, period. Like, all these things can align as well. But I also feel like you gain a sense of individuality, during this time. I just wanted to clear what I said up a few minutes ago. But I'm not saying if you do participate in sex before marriage, you can't gain understanding of these things that I was naming. I do feel that once I took sex off the table and working on myself, healing, amongst other healthy things, as well as getting a true relationship with God, I now know it was for my protection and not punishment. 3, spiritual growth. I realized if I just take a pause on no relationship, no sex, I can really lock in with Jesus. Even though it took some time for me to get there, at the end of the day, I got there. Releasing myself from unhealthy soul ties, emotionally and sexually. And this is something I have learned along the way. You take a piece of that person with you, vice versa, when you sleep with someone of the opposite sex. Then you're wondering why you're depressed, angry. I gave someone a piece of me that they were not even supposed to experience outside the confines of marriage. I opened myself up to the level of control, influence over me, staying with someone longer than I should have. Now I'm over here in pain when I have to break it off. And I have to build myself up. Something that I should have did from the start. To realize you battling spirits. You battling whatever they got going on. So if they dealing with angry issues, those spirits gonna jump off on you. It's so many other things. It's so many levels to these unhealthy soul ties. You angry, you sad, you stressed out. And really, soul ties can really destroy you in so many areas of your life. I realize God is not saying he doesn't want me to have sex. He wants me to do it his way, where I'm safe. There's nothing like being safe with Jesus. Come on now. But in the way that he created it, in the way that he intended for it to happen. I was also able to save myself from so much pain and heartbreak. This is my temple, and I have to treat it as such. A little disclaimer here now. There are other areas in my life that I'm not fully delivered from. I'm not saying I'm perfect. And I do want to make another disclaimer. I'm not judging nobody who participate in sex before marriage. That's your life. That's your business. You're entitled to do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying what works for me. Please, people, this is what works for me. How long have I been abstinent? 6 years. 6 years, you guys. It's been 6 years for me. Have I ever broke my abstinence journey? Absolutely. And I felt conviction before, while, and after. I broke my journey in 2018. So my journey probably would have been a little longer by a year or two. Because even when I broke it in 2018, I want to say that I was already practicing it already like a year or two in. But from 2018 and now, I've been real successful at it. What are some tips to be successful in your abstinence journey? Firstly, I would say the renewing of your mind. Like, it's definitely a mind thing. Knowing what you're doing and knowing why you're doing it and why it's important to you. I will also say fasting and praying. Dying to your flesh daily. Just like Jesus said in Matthew 26:41. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Also, I would say don't put yourself in places where you're going to be tempted. You might take Netflix and chill. You might have to go on dates in public places if you feel the two of you aren't strong enough to be alone. Have boundaries. Own them. Stand on them. Be mindful of what you feed in your spirit. Such as watching certain TV shows, music, being around certain people. Just a few more other tips that's out there. But these are the ones that I just decided to address. Do you think about sex and is this journey hard?
What? Bro.
Yes, I think about sex. I'm human. It's natural for humans to do so. Your body do not care you living for God. I definitely know that. Your body do not care that you living for God. The flesh, y'all, it gets weak. Woo! Sometimes I think about it more. Some days it's a thought. And I'm like, girl, get back to it. To be honest, it's more so of companionship for me. Having someone there to connect outside of friends, family, work, your kids, stuff like that. Yes, it's hard because it definitely ain't for the weak. Definitely not for the weak. But I do know it's not impossible. Especially when you talk to God about it. You practicing those tips I addressed earlier. Holding yourself accountable because no one will respect you or your journey if you don't. Can you date someone or be in a relationship with someone with different beliefs about waiting until marriage? No, I don't think so. I don't see it being possible. We both have different beliefs, mindset towards sex before marriage. Then you do have some people who will say they're okay with it, but looking for any moment to get in your pants. I would definitely say you have to have a discerning spirit when it comes to getting involved with people when you're on this journey. So you can easily tell who is really for you, going to respect you, even practicing the same thing. You both are like-minded, both living for God, walking this journey together. Today is Monday, September the 25th. I just felt like while I'm experiencing all these emotions right now, why not just pick up the camera and just talk about what I got going on. I want to be very transparent with y'all and open with y'all on this journey. But right now I'm kind of going to talk about something that I have always wanted to talk about on my channel, but I think I was just always scared to do so. I knew that one day that I was going to be bold and talk about it, but I feel like the time is now, like, because I just had like an encounter recently where I had to talk about it, and I guess I'm dealing with the emotions from the whole situation. I'm so nervous, y'all, because I felt like when I was gonna talk about this situation, I'm not even gonna really go into depth, but I was gonna have things written down so I won't forget, but I'm just gonna go off the dome, you know, full transparent moment, you know. So I'm pretty sure most of you all that's been following me from day one or just recently, and if not, you know, my name is Bianca. I'm single. I've been single for some time now. Over the past few years, I have found ways to embrace my singleness. I'm well aware that I am still in my singleness season, and I enjoy it. Like, the singleness journey is 10 out of 10. Is good. It's good. But it's also some highs and lows when it comes to, you know, being single. And I feel like I have found healthy ways to help me maneuver. It really helped me to figure out who I am. It helped me to get closer with my family, you know, my friends. Like, I feel like I'm more present in those parts of my life now, like, such as when I was in a relationship, I felt like it was about my man. Like, nobody else but my man. And I felt like I didn't have a good balance between being up my man till 24/7, basically coming off of a lot of insecurities or just trying to clock him, trying to see where he at, making sure like I'm stuck to him like that. And as over the years, I have learned like that ain't no good healthy habit. You know, you should be able to trust, you know, him, but it also has been signs where there's room for me not to trust him. So that's why I was kind of like on edge about, you know, things. And I was in a relationship with that person for like almost 10 years plus, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's been a long time. And I actually got closer to God during that relationship. I feel like getting closer with God helped me to leave that relationship. I'm really not gonna go into details on like how I did. If y'all want me to do a story time on that one day, I will. But I ended up leaving the relationship. Fast forward, you know, I did, you know, talk to guys and you know, dibble and dabble and, you know, grown folks things, you know. Still, I haven't been in a serious relationship since that relationship. Like I said, I dibble and dabble in things and, you know, conversated with people, but it was nothing with any substance or anything of that sort. But as I want to say, I started embracing my singleness journey in probably like about 2022. I cut ties with people that I felt like I didn't see nothing coming from what we had going on, because I feel like I have been talking to those people, you know, not at the same time, but I have been talking to those people and still nothing has, you know, turned into anything far as like a relationship wise. So it's just like, Bianca, why are you continuing to hold on to these people when nothing is coming from it, right? So like I said, going back to 2020, that's when I actually started to embrace my singleness season. And my singleness season, it hasn't always been pretty. It hasn't always been like how I kind of how I portray it to be now. It has gotten better over the years. Don't get me wrong, it's still like, Lord, where he at? Okay. Where he at? Where is my man? Where is my husband? It allowed me to actually focus on who I am. It helped me to deal with some parts of me that I thought I had healed, and I wasn't really fully healed, from it. Working through that and realizing that I shouldn't be settling, realizing that I'm worthy of a man committing to me, but I wasn't demanding it. I wasn't even respecting myself enough to put my foot down when I know I should, or I should have been left something, or I'm accepting this. So, it's just those things. Like, I wasn't like acting as if I deserved those things. So I feel like that's why I got treated as such, and I tolerated stuff for so long. You know how they say you ain't tired until you tired. So nobody can tell you when to leave. Nobody can tell you when to stay. When you tired, you tired. So I said all that to say, on my spiritual journey, I have grew so much, spiritually, mentally. And one of the things that I have started to practice was being celibate. And you know what? It's kind of, because people be like celibate or abstaining from, basically I'm abstaining from sex until marriage. That's what conclusion I have made for myself. Like, I sat down, I prayed about it, and I'm just like, bruh, I'm doing this. I'm abstaining from sex until marriage. And when I had said that, I didn't really think that I was going to be able to, uphold it. But baby, it's 5 years later. Yes, y'all. 5 years later. Your girl has been celibate for 5 years. I've been abstaining from sex for 5 years. I know me saying it may sound crazy to some, but for me it's not. I did it. And I'm bringing all this up because I was attracted to him. He was attracted to me, we conversing or whatever. And it's always that question in the back of my head, like, when do I let a man know that I'm not sleeping with you, baby? I don't want to say it too soon, and I don't want to say it too late. And I feel like here recently I had to say it. Normally, like, when I'm talking to somebody, because I like I said, haven't been in a relationship. Normally when I'm starting to talk to somebody, I could kind of already like see it's not going nowhere, so I really don't have to go into details about that. But like I said, y'all, recently I did. So the conversation kind of went such, I asked him how long has he been single, and he was just basically like 4 years of like, it's been like 4 years since he was in a serious relationship. And I was like, okay, I got you beat. It's been 10 years for me. So in that moment of that question, I'm like, he about to ask how long has it been since I have any sexual, relations. So I was like, okay, so it's about to leave for me to have to go into details on why it's like that. So like I said, he asked, he was like, well, how long has it been since you had a sexual relationship with somebody? So I laughed. I sent the laughing emoji because I was just like, that's crazy, because that's what this is what I said. Well, I told him it's been 5 years. That's how long it's been, y'all. It's been 5 years for me. 5 years. But he was like, so it's been 5 years since you had a relationship with somebody else on the opposite sex? I was like, yes. So he was like, so what you do when you get horny? So I'm looking because I didn't know if my camera was still going. He was like, well, what you do when you get horny? So I'm just like, oh, this one, I don't do nothing because I don't, use any toys or, any of that. Like, I don't, masturbate or none of that type of stuff. So basically, I said nothing. I'm abstaining from sex until I'm married, and it's a journey that's really important to me, and I don't plan on changing my mind. I know that might be a problem for some people, even you. So now with me telling you, I'm giving you the opportunity to decide if you still want to continue to get to know me. If not, I respect your decision, and it's no hard feelings. I said that would be selfish of me to mislead you or expect you to stick around when that's something you don't want. And so I do appreciate, with his response and all. He wasn't like rude. Some people can come off rude. It hasn't been like, nobody has never been rude to me about the situation. But I have seen times where people share, their experience, where people be rude about it, be looking at you like you disgusted, like what? But I get it. It's not normal. It's not normal, right? It's not normal. But in whose world it's not normal? In society's world or whatever. But I get that he may not even be in tune or fully understand or fully know what it's all about. So I can expect for him to not, understand. And I can't be mad at him for not understanding. But that's why I stated that, I'm giving you the opportunity to decide whether you want to continue to get to know me, right? Basically, okay, so basically it was like that was a whole different perspective. And he was just like, by me already having, my boundaries and have everything, set up like I'm not budging. For him, he liked to, I got y'all all in my business. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this in. Wait a minute. So basically it's like, I got my side of, no sex before marriage. And, on the other side, like, he wants to have, sex, with the person that he's with. Because he feel like that's a part of, him being able to also show and please, the person he's with or whatever. Not saying that that's what it's all about. But he want to have sex. That's what he want to do. That's all it is. And that's cool. That's fine. But me, on the other hand, I'm not with it, So, long story short, y'all, I knew that I had to, it wasn't no need for me to continue to try to figure out where that situation gonna go, because it's like he got his mind made up, I got my mind made up. I mean, yeah, we could still be friends, but I just got to know I have to be careful, with when I'm encountering somebody. Not saying that nothing, we couldn't build a good friendship, whatever, but like I said, I was attracted to him, he was attracted to me, we been around each other, spending time together. Who knows, who knows? And I don't need for nobody to get me, off course, especially when they against it and I'm with it. So I said all that to say, y'all, not even just with this situation, but this journey has some hard times, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It has some hard times, because it's like, sometimes it's like, I always want to be vocal and bold and stand on what I believe. That's my truth. It may not be your truth. It may not be the truth for you, but it's my truth. And I always want to, own it. Like, I don't want to be ashamed of it. I don't want to be embarrassed about it. Like, I want to be able to speak my truth and speak it confidently. Confidently. How you say it? Speak it with confidence. And with all that being said, it still doesn't dismiss that it kind of hurts, because it's like, if you liking somebody or somebody liking you have the same values, pertaining to your boundaries, then it's like, that's such a bummer, But I knew during this journey that I was going to come across guys like that. I was gonna probably come across some guys that like, you know, just that made me no good, or I probably could have came across some, you know, real dope people. Just because, and I want to say this, just because you want to have sex before marriage, I'm not saying that by any means that your relationship gonna fail, or the person you with is bad, or you are bad. I'm not saying that by any means. You know, we are all grown. You are entitled to do whatever you want. But I know for me, this is something that I want to do. And how you can't make me feel bad for what I'm believing. This is my, you know, truth. This is what I'm going, you know, this is what I want to stick to. And it may not be relatable to a lot of people. It may not be realistic to a lot of people. But in my mind and in my world, it's realistic for me. You know, and it is some people out here who is walking the same path and who has succeeded at it. And I know at times it seems like I am going crazy. Like, girl, like, am I tripping? Like, what's going on with me? Like, because it's people that like my friends and some of my family members, they be looking like, girl, when you gonna get you a man? And I'm not even talking about like the whole sex thing. They was like, when you don't get you a man? I'm just like, baby, when he gonna come find me? Like, I know I'm not always, you know, out and about and, you know, being places for people to be seen, but I'm open for it. And I do try, and I have told myself that I was gonna try to put myself in position in places where I can be seen. I'm not against for approaching somebody, but it's helped me to lean and trust and depend on God, y'all. Like, this has been a journey, and just this spiritual journey is baby, it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. I'm not perfect. God already know I'm not gonna be perfect, but just in the midst of my everyday life and my everyday routine, I do try to be very intentional about my choices, my decisions, and, you know, just trying to be, you know, on top of things. And sometimes doing that can be a woman where I'm just like, bro, I can't do it. Like, today ain't the day. God, this ain't it. It ain't working. I'm overwhelmed. I'm getting frustrated. I'm doing all I can, and it's still like, in my mind, it's like, God, like, do you not see me doing this? Like, do you not see me trying to be a wholesome woman? Like, I'm not out here sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know, like, I'm not doing all these things. I'm trying to present myself as a wife. You know, you're already a wife before you become a wife. And am I just getting overlooked? Like, do nobody not see me? You know, but I don't know, y'all. I just really wanted to get that off my chest, but I know during this time, I really still got to lean and depend on God. Like, He is the only person that's going to be able to get me through this. And it further lets me know that my man, my husband, it's going to be well worth the wait on both ends. Because I'm very dope. I'm a vibe. And I know I didn't wait this long for him not to be the same, you know, not even just talking about, you know, physical and, you know, stuff like that, but like, I got a good person. I'm keeping God as the foundation of everything. Like, He's the head of my life. And so I wouldn't want it no other way. I wouldn't want a man to not pray about me. I wouldn't want a man to not envision me as a person as how he would want his wife to be, you know. But I know I have to be ready for when he do approach me. You know, that song I was playing in the beginning, y'all, I'm gonna have to run that back because that's so true. This is what I gotta keep telling myself. Don't give up on me yet. With the whole thing of, you know, me dating and talking to guys, I know that the man that God has for me, he has to be on the same level as me, you know, mentally and spiritually. Because, of course, if I'm getting out here talking to somebody or trying to date somebody who is not on the same level as me spiritually, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna understand. And with that being said, I just have to trust the process. I have to learn from all my encounters, you know, because sometimes it seems like, as when we be dating people, it be the same person just with a different face, the same person with different outfit. They look good, but they turn out to be the same person. And I feel like as the woman I am today, I can't be attached to everybody. I can't be attached to certain people. Even as far as like, you know, friendships and, you know, certain places, like the person that I am and the place where God is taking me, I cannot be attached to those areas. And don't get me wrong, like I said, walking this journey is hard because sometimes there are places where I want to go and I can't go. And it's just like, and sometimes, to be honest, like as I have gotten closer with God, I don't even be having that same desire to be at those places like I used to. But don't get me wrong, I do like to get out and, you know, enjoy myself. I ain't gonna be in nobody's club, but I do like to go somewhere and, you know, have a good time. And, you know, I still know how to conduct myself as such. But sometimes, you know, temptation and distractions, all that come into play. But I don't want to get myself way off the bandwagon where I don't know how to fall. I can't find my way back. And which I'm not saying that I want to be able to find my way back, but I don't want it to be to the point where I'm just dragging it. And it's just like, whew, I just messed up all the work I did. Like, please let me know down in the comments if any of my subscribers are abstaining from sex. How has it been? Or if you're kind of curious to know, like, you know, more details on how my journey has been. Because I kind of like summed it up. I kind of like shortened it. I really kind of, because it's really like nothing. It's just like, I ain't gonna say it's like nothing, but I do get lonely. You know, I have gotten eaten in some ways, and but I just try to use that. I try to put that energy into other things, and sometimes I sit there and mope about it. I'm just like, bro, what is this? This is not it. This is not giving, you know. But I always find, you know, myself redirecting my thoughts and, you know, just changing my whole perspective, because, you know, them soul ties and them spirits, when they get attached to you, baby, they become a full force, and you be wondering why you acting like the way you acting. You wondering why you acting crazy, or you wondering why you feeling depressed, or you wondering why you feeling this because of this person that slept with that person. Then they come to sleeping with you. Then you bringing those spirits and that attachment, you know, to you. So all that start playing in my mind. I was like, oh, okay, I'm good, love, enjoy. But like I said, this may not be for everybody. You may not get it. You may not understand, and that is totally okay. It's nothing wrong with you, you know. But this is my journey. This is my lifestyle. I didn't realize how much or remember everything I had said in the previous video I just showed y'all. Mind y'all, I had recorded that portion last year in September. I had been wanted to share my journey, but I just didn't know when was the right time. But I'm glad I captured my feelings in real time. You get to see my expression, my emotion during that time. Guess what? I didn't share this in the video. How about the guy end up ghosting me, y'all? He ended up ghosting me. I think he continued to talk to me a couple days or a week. I won't say a week. And baby, he just stopped texting me. And I was like, I actually thought he was going to do it sooner than that. But he probably wanted to like weigh it out and then be like, oh nah, this ain't for me. And that's cool, you know. I won't mad. I didn't try to reach out. We still follow each other on social media, but we don't even, you know, comment on each other's stuff or anything. We see each other's stories and that's it. But that is crazy, y'all. He ghosted me. My last question for this video is, are people supportive of my journey? Yes, I believe they are. Do they understand? No. But they respect me and my decision wholeheartedly. Some say I don't see how you do it. Some people feel as if I was lying. Like, what I got to lie for? Like, come on now. Some think my standards are too high. Overall, I thank the ones who've been encouraging me through this journey, even if they don't understand it. This has been one ride for me for the past 6 years. I didn't realize in previous clips how I had shared my singleness journey too. But I do hope this video reaches who it needs to reach. I hope that you can take something away from my journey. Once again, please drop down in the comments if you are abstinent, thinking about it, been abstinent before. I want to hear it all. Let's chop it up in the comments. But y'all, the cat is out of the bag. I've been wanting to tell y'all, your girl has been abstinent for 6 years. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please feel free to comment. Please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And also, please don't forget to hit that notification button so you can get alerts when your girl posts a new video. Cause what? Cause how y'all gonna see me? And I will see you guys in another video. Goodbye. All right, Miss Lee. All right.